Hey everyone. Okay, just like I promised, what am I wearing? Today's hunting day. So I've got everything set up inside the blind. It is currently 1:15 in the afternoon. This is Saturday, January 10th. I don't know, it's approximately 50 something degrees outside, but I'm currently walking away from my deer blind, as you can see, and there's a reason. I got my backpack, I got everything in there, but I forgot snacks. So I'm walking back to the house to go get snacks. I mean, it's not that far of a walk. I mean, it's only, I don't know, 8 acres. So I'm walking back to the house so I can grab snacks because I forgot. I got plenty of water and I got all my gear. Oh, and I forgot the SD card for my other camera. So today I'm going to be filming with 3 cameras. I've got my new camera I got for Christmas. I've got this phone, and I have camera that was my daughter's camera that I'm going to try out and see the quality of that, the video of that one. So I'm going to be using 3 different cameras. My phone will generally be just on to me. My arm's getting tired. It'll be just on me. I'll use the other 2 video cameras as angles, and we are going to see what we got. All right, so stay tuned. Let me go grab my snacks, a new SD card for the other camera, and I'll be right back. Okay. All right, I'm headed back to the deer blind now. I got some feed for the deer. I got the SD card, and guys, look at this. This is not for you. Go away. No, this is not for you. Oh my goodness, my entourage. And my entourage. Guys, go back and eat. This is not for you. Bye, babies. Bye, babies. Oh my goodness. They eat so much. It's just like, are you kidding me? So I ran out of corn. So I have my goat pellets and my sweet feed I use for the horse. And I took my last packet of Kool-Aid mix. I sprinkled it on top of there for some sweetness. Maybe it'll help draw in. I'm still looking for that buck, but I don't think I'm gonna see him. Last couple of days I checked the camera, and I checked the card yesterday, and it was just basically my twinnies were on there, and then the 2 younger sisters, and then that 1 extra stray, little slightly older doe was on there. So if I see her, I will probably tag her out. Hopefully I can get a buck. Hopefully today will be the day he decides to pop out. I know they're here. My neighbor sees them all the time, but hopefully. So let me get this feed spread out on the ground, and then I'll be right back with you. It keeps skipping out of my videos. Let me see. I think this is probably gonna work the best, but I don't know. I mean, also I might be using this angle here to hunt through. There's this window where I've got you attached to. So now it's just a matter of just sitting and waiting, to see what happens, see what comes around. Wind's blowing that way, so I'm downwind from the deer coming out of the forest over here, which that's good. Again, it's only 1:30. I don't usually see them coming out. I don't usually see them coming out about 3:30, so I'm here a little early. I'm gonna mess around with the cameras. A little bit. Move this. I'm gonna mess with the cameras a little bit and just get things situated and squared away. I really wanted to bring this to a different spot. Well, I can still do that. I did not zip it all the way down. I wanted to hang it someplace where I can just grab it when I need to. I mean, I guess this is ideal, but it's just in my way with the cameras. If it's dangling right there, it's dangling right there. No, it's still too high. All right, I'm not gonna mess with it. Right now, it'll just stay up there behind me. So yeah, I got it all pretty much all set up. I'm excited. I didn't really sleep last night. We had another issue with the bear last night. It was about 12:30, and the dogs were just going nuts. They took off in the forest. I heard something large when I looked out. When I looked outside to see what they were barking at, I heard something large moving through the brush and the leaves through the forest. So I got dressed, jumped on the quad, went out there, traveled around. I didn't see it, but I heard it moving, and it was running away from my property to my neighbors. So I know this stupid bear is still here. It's got to be pretty big. Probably, I don't know, might be a little intimidating for the dogs, because our Great Pyrenees and my Catahoula come running back. If you don't know anything about Catahoulas, they're bred for hunting hogs, for hunting bear, for hunting deer. So they're not supposed to be scared of them. Mine was a little terrified. So I don't know how aggressive this bear is. He could be hungry. He could be sick. I don't know. Again, I didn't see him last night. I heard him running away. So, and they were like, it was like 12:30 at night. So I don't know. I might be on the hunt for the bear here soon, and that might be a hunt that we're gonna have to look into. So I don't know. Hold on. It's a little early, but I just thought I'd take a look anyways. So yeah, I'm all set up here. I'm excited. I've been looking forward to this for quite a while. The weather's right. I mean, the weather, it's about, I'd say mid 50s, maybe lower 50s today. Very breezy. So, oh man, I don't care what hour of the day it is. I love coffee. I love everything about coffee. So anyhow, okay, so let me show you my point of views. Okay, I'm gonna take this out of the window. Screw up everything. So I have this on a tripod. On my phone is on this little tabletop tripod, and over here I've got my video camera, which as soon as it gets closer, I'm gonna turn it on, because as we know, this camera does not have a very long battery life. I mean, go figure. I'm in Amazon, but so anyways, I will get this camera turned on when it gets closer. You know, let's do this. Let me just flip this sucker around. So I'll get the camera turned on when it gets closer to time. I do have my wife, my daughter and my wife made these for me. They finished them up today. Where did they go? Where did it go? They made me these little. Where's the camera I need? Oh heck, where did I put it? They made me. Oh, there's my crossbow. I'm all set up and ready to go. They made me this little pouch for the battery carriage. Alright, stand by. Why don't you guys enjoy? You know what? Here, let me just pause you. Okay, sorry about that. Now I got my bearings back together. So, my wife and my daughter. Okay, so my wife and my daughter made me this little carriage. My phone is being retarded. I might have to delete that Germany, Gerald, whatever the fuck that app is. I hate it. So they crocheted me this little pouch. This pouch carries my portable charger. This is a 10 link C something. It's a Belkin. Had this thing for years. I'm not familiar with what they range in. I think this is a 10 or 50, something like that. I don't know. Anyways, this is a pretty powerful battery charger, battery pack. So what I got this one here for, and she crocheted me this little thing, so that way I can plug the cord in, which I have the cord. Where the heck can my cord go? Stand by. Swear to God, if my head wasn't attached today, that'd be floating around somewhere, rolling around the property. So anyways, here's my cord. So I'm going to plug this into the charger pack. This cord will attach to the camera. So they got it to where it's, so I can do this, let my camera pause in. Technology just isn't my friend. Okay, so this is going to go like this. So this is going to go like that. So here's my charging pack. Now right here, that is where it powers it up. So all I gotta do is just plug that into that, and now when my battery goes low, I just plug this into the camera, and now I can power the camera and run it when I don't need it with the battery. But yeah, this is what it looks like right now. Isn't that kind of cool? I don't know, I kind of came up with this idea with this pouch. I wanted something so I can carry that battery pack, but I didn't want to zip tie it on. I want to make it, versatile. I mean, and again, they can use this when they're traveling, throw it inside their purse or whatever they need to do. But, so yeah, it's getting there. I mean, like you can see, oh, there's the time. It is 1:40, basically 1:41. January 10th, 2026. I have this camera set up for 1080p, 30 frames per second, and ready for record. So, I mean, it's an okay camera. This is the microphone. I did notice with the microphone, so the microphone gets attached and it plugs in, which I don't like this feature. It plugs in right there. There we go. And then this goes up, and I'm not exactly sure what that is, but it says, it looks like phone and looks like camera. I don't know. I've had it down on the camera icon. Now I've got it up on like a tablet or phone icon or whatever, which I don't really understand what that is. And the directions and manual book doesn't really explain that. So anyhow, yeah, and then I will just move it around. So my tripod, I have here, and I'll get this in here repositioned a little bit better to where I can seriously get it to stay up right just a little bit, because I want to be able to swing this around when I find, oh shit, and I'm having some issues today. My apologies. Okay, so I shot a little bit test on the video. That's going to give me an idea when I go to edit and upload these to the laptop, what the quality looks like between the two cameras. I kind of have a feeling that my mobile's going to have a better quality than that camera there, but I mean, who knows? So far, okay, so it's almost 2 o'clock. It's 1:51 and still nothing out here, so we're going to just sit and relax. I can turn the phone around, and that way you can kind of see what I see the breeze, see the wind and whatever, and check this out. I know I talked about this hunting blind the other day in one of my last videos. I gotta say, this hunting blind really is fantastic. I love this thing to where I love it how I can see all the way around it. Now I do need to make some modifications in it. Like I would like to put some hanging straps so I can hang my rangefinder. I can hang my quiver. I would like to build some sort of a bracket that I can attach to the blind, this mesh blind, to where I can mount the camera maybe on the outside of this, so that way I can still have control of it. The camera came with the remote control. It doesn't. I haven't figured out how to get the remote control to work with it, so I don't really know. Another thing I don't like about the camera itself, I'm getting off topic, is that when it's not in use, it shuts down and it makes this god-awful loud, chirpy noise, which you just heard. That can be a problem when it comes to hunting and using the camera. So, but yeah, I mean, I love this blind. I do need to make adjustments. So, however, to my point, this is definitely a one-person blind. I bet I said in that last video that you could probably use 2 people in here. No. I'm already pretty packed in here, and I'm just one person in here. And with my camera stand, with my crossbow rest, my backpack, it's pretty tight. So yeah, this is definitely a one-person. I mean, I'm not a small guy either. I wish the bottom half of the blind was a little taller, because I'm sitting in a swivel chair that I got from Bass Pro, and I have to bend down to see through the windows. So I wish the bottom half was just slightly a little taller, so that way the windows would be up a little higher. I don't know, maybe it was designed for short people. I thought about if I find a spot here on the property that I'm going to make my permanent hunting area. This spot up here you see here is, I don't know what it's going to be used for. I don't know if me and the wife are ever someday going to build our house over here and build it here, our little cabin. Or are we going to use the other side of the property? Am I going to continue to use this here for my hunting? I don't know. So, I mean, it's all kind of up in the air. But, yeah. But anyways,
I thought about maybe getting some cinder blocks and mounting this blind on the cinder blocks. That way I can raise it up a little taller. I mean, I'm 6 foot tall, and I don't think that this thing is, I think this total height here is about 5 feet. But yeah, like I said, I'm 6 foot, so I have to crouch when I get in. But I don't know, I thought that maybe could have a cool spot. If I can find a permanent place for this blind to sit, then I could put cinder blocks underneath it, mount the cinder blocks, and now I've got a raised hunting blind in a permanent location. But I don't know, until I can get a raised in the air, above ground stand, hunting stand, off the ground, permanent. I don't know. I like ground blinds. So, let's get you all turned back over this way. So for right now, we're going to do this. I'm going to block that off. That way I can talk to you guys. So when I went back to the house, I grabbed the SD card, an extra spare one I have for this camera here. And I'm going to have this one here as an extra angle. I just got to figure out how to get this attached to here. Maybe I can use this when I get the deer, and I can trail you and I can show you. I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to do with this one. I wish I had one that had kind of a remote control that I can get from a distance, but yeah, unfortunately I don't. That was cool. I can just do that. Made it bigger. Huh. It's a cool camera. Bought this from my daughter, gosh, maybe 10 years ago. She wanted to start up her YouTube account, and she used it when she was going and hanging out with her friends. She was all into anime. Yeah, it kind of still is. I mean, I don't mind it. I watch anime still today too. So she took it and used to film with her friends and go hang out. But I found it in the shop, and the sucker still works. I mean, she didn't use that much of it. I mean, there was probably 5 or 6 videos on here, mostly still pictures. I haven't decided if I want to delete those yet, because I mean, it is kind of part of her life, something she did back then. I have a problem deleting things off of my phone and off of cameras. I feel like I'm deleting a part of my past, my life, if I delete things from my phone. And it's hard. It's hard to let go of that. I mean, even though I know I have it backed up and I have it saved on an SD card at the house, but I've had them in my phone for so long, there's just a memory. Getting called out by a squirrel. It's up here in the trees. So it's okay though. I don't think that the deer are going to literally listen to it. They know who I am. I've literally sat inside this blind before while they were coming out here, and they're not scared. I'm not a threat to the 20s. Not another. The 5th wheel deer. Good. That one better watch out. The babies, I won't touch. I'm telling you, I'm not going to touch the babies. I'm not going to do it. But anyways, as I was saying, I have a problem deleting things from my phone because I feel like I'm deleting part of my life. And some things are hard to let go of my memory. They're just kind of, I don't know. Even though I've got it backed up on another computer and on a SD card that I can always go back and look at it. It just, for me, it just feels like that I'm deleting part of my, I'm deleting part of my life, and it's hard for me to do that. As some of you do know, that I go to therapy regularly. I'm in through the VA for PTSD, and I go, once to twice a month, whenever my therapist can fit me in. And we really haven't talked about the root of the problem, why I'm actually in there to begin with. We haven't even touched upon that. Let me put this down. We talk about other things, currently what's going on in my life and how I handle certain situations. I try to be a very calm person. I don't get completely crazy, out of control. Not like I used to. I had a phrase my kids are familiar with. Going Walmart. I'd go Walmart on somebody. Something I came up with, just going crazy, just because of the crazy that shop at Walmart. I just go Walmart. But I haven't been in that state of mind in a long time. It's been a while. So in therapy, we don't really talk much about the root of my issues that had occurred decades ago, during when I was in the service. We just talk about currently what's going on and how I'm handling certain situations, and how I deal with certain things and people, and because I don't like people. I like being out here. This is, to me, this is better therapy than any paid person in any freaking office in a suit and tie or dress. This is therapy. I might even name this video Whitetail Therapy, because to me this is therapy. I love being out here. If I see something or not, I still love being out here. It's one of my favorite places to be, is out here near the blind, up here on this knob, where I know the deer come out. I get to see them. I get to kind of interact with them. I don't know. But yeah, this is, sorry. This is kind of therapy for me here. I love being up here. It gets me a little emotional when I'm up here too. It's just, warms my heart. I don't know. I feel peace. This is my peaceful spot on the entire property. Is sitting up here, just looking around, listening to the annoying squirrel call me out, telling me all the rest of the deer that I'm sitting in here because it knows I'm here. Hearing the hawks fly around me. Seeing occasional, buzzard hit the ground and pick up something dead. This is my serenity, just being out here. I love it, and I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. This is my little kingdom. Just this little spot up here. I call it, this is my knob. I call it, I'm going to Knob Hill. But yeah, this is my peaceful aspect of my life. This is therapy for me. I gotta move that out of my way. I keep feeling like I'm gonna bump my head into it. Anyways, it's 2 o'clock, 2:06 to be exact. Nothing yet. One thing I love about this blind, is that I can't feel the wind outside. It's starting to get a little cold out. Temperature's definitely dropped. And I don't know if we're going to get much action today. They don't start actually coming out of the woods until about 3:30. I got a jump on today, got in here a little bit early just because I didn't know how long it was going to take me to set up, what I was going to have to do, get the equipment set up. Sitting here, it's been a good minute since I've been in here. I think my first time I came in here when I got my first deer, that was, gosh, what was it? That was right after hunting season started. I think that was in September. Late September, I think I got her. So I haven't actually sat in this blind since then. It's been good almost 4 months since I've actually been in the blind sitting. And yeah, it's just, I wasn't sure how long it was going to take for me to get everything set up and get the equipment going, my backpack. And I forgot my snacks. I forgot the SD card for the white camera. I forgot to grab snacks for the deer. So I had to bring snacks for the deer. Even though I'm not shooting the babies, I still feed them. They're kind of near and dear to my near and dear. They're part of this. They're part of the farm, and I hope they stick around. I really do. I would like them to go out and make little boy babies, and let the little boy babies grow up on this property, so I can finally get my nice big 8 or 9 point buck. You see what I'm saying? I have to bend down. So where my nose is, if you think about it, my nose is equal to right here. So I have to bend down my eyesight to get through the window areas. And it kind of sucks. So that's what I was thinking about getting like cinder blocks. And putting cinder blocks square almost like a pit. Concrete them down. And putting the blind on top of the cinder blocks, it'll raise the door up. It won't be so hard for me to get in. Again, I'm 6 foot tall, and I think this thing at total height is like maybe 5, just under 5 feet. I didn't measure it. Wouldn't be a bad idea to do though. So I mean, it's to raise this thing up in a permanent location, more on a level ground, so that way I can use my swivel chair. I love this little swivel chair. I mean, this thing is pretty freaking awesome. Yeah, show you. This is what I'm hunting with. This is my arrow. Actually, it's not an arrow. This is a bolt. Bolts are for crossbows. Arrows are for compound. So this is what I'm using. As you can see, Headhunter. This is a 20-inch Headhunter, 50.8 centimeters. It's 20 inches long. There's my broadhead. It's mechanical. These 3 blades are razor sharp. That is, look at that. Oh my God, look at the spiral in there. Offset the spiral to that thing. I mean, it's absolutely amazing. So you got a picture of this thing is coming out at you and it's doing this. And when it hits, this is 2 7/8 of an inch cutting diameter. I mean, it's massive. I love these things. These are the NAP Spitfire Max. They're 100 grain tri blades. Now I can replace these, which I'm gonna have to figure out, because my last broadhead I got when I got my last doe, it screwed up the blades. So I've been looking. I found the blades. I found them on Amazon. It's just a pack of 3 blades for 20 bucks. I need to make a decision if it's worth just, if I can find someone else that's got them cheaper. 3 blades for 20 bucks it's kind of expensive, and it's just the blades, and you just unscrew it and you put these things in. compared to buying another three pack of broadheads. I love these broadheads. These things are awesome. Tell you a little bit about these broadheads. I did a little bit of research on these broadheads on the NAP Spitfire Max. These I can use these to hunt deer, elk, bear. I can use these to even go moose hunting. If I wanted to moose hunt, I can use these broadheads for moose hunt because it's got a big enough cutting radius. My crossbow, if I ever wanted to go moose hunting, say if I ever wanted to go venture up to like Montana, into Canada, Alaska. I know my son had been talking about wanting to do a moose hunt. I'm a crossbow hunter. I'm an archery hunter, let me put it that way. I love archery hunting. I don't care for rifle hunting. Now, I'm not saying I haven't rifle hunted. I don't care for rifle hunting. I like the hunt. I like being able to sneak up on my game animal. I like to be able to say that I out-hunted my game animal. With a rifle, you can sit on top of a mountain, propped up on a rock at 600 yards, take a shot, downwind from it, upwind from it, from the side, from on top of it, from down below, and you used to get your kill. This takes a little bit of skill. I have to get close enough. Again, my crossbow only allows me to be within 100 yards. I have yet to take a 100-yard shot off this crossbow. The furthest I've gone is 60, and that was on a target, on my 3D target I have sitting out there in the yard. I had it set up for 60 yards, and I hit dead mass at 60 yards with this thing. I mean, it thumped it. I heard it. It was loud. It was awesome. My bolt went halfway through my 3D target at 60 yards, and it's a pretty stout 3D target. It's a buck that my daughter got for me for Christmas 2 years ago from Bass Pro, and this thing's sturdy. I have it sitting out in the yard, just more for yard decoration right now. I just kind of go look out the window and I can see a deer, even though I know it's fake. But yeah, so this thing here, this broadhead, these bolts, my crossbow, I can use for hunting for moose. So that might be in the future of getting the kids together, my adult boys, and seeing about doing a moose hunt. I know my son has been telling me this, that he wants to go moose hunting. Just find the right state that doesn't cost you an arm and a leg for a non-resident hunter to go moose hunt. And then he obviously wants to rifle it, but I'm an archery hunter. I've always been an archery hunter primarily. I mean, I have rifle hunted once when I was in Oregon, but mostly I rifle hunt. I'm sorry, I archery hunt. But since I had my spine surgery, I was injured on a deployment, and I had to have some vertebrae fused together and cut, and I was really close to becoming a paraplegic because of my spinal cord was almost severed. So after I had my surgery, I can't pull my compound back anymore, and so that's why I used my crossbow. So I was able to get a crossbow permit, and when I was living in Arizona with Fish and Wildlife, I applied for a permit for my crossbow, and I got my permit in that state. This state doesn't require special permits. You can use it as considered as an alternative method. So I use it. You can use anything. Pretty much you can use anything here. I mean, I know people that hunt deer with shotguns. So I think you can use everything except for a 22. I don't think a 22 is legal for deer. 22 is good for squirrel. 22 you can use for coyote. 22 you can use for, other animals, but not for deer. Deer has a minimum. I think minimum is 223 for deer here in this state. I don't have to worry about it because I use my crossbow. So anyways, this is what I'm using. I'm using the Headhunter. I got this from Bass Pro. I mean, it's a pretty stout, it's a pretty gnarly looking bolt. 20 inches long. So this is what I'm using. I've already got my sled on here to get ready to cock it back. I don't have it cocked right now just because I don't want to. This crossbow, you can't decock it. You have to actually shoot a bolt out of it to release. It doesn't have a decocking mechanism to it like some of your newer crossbows do. But I mean, check this thing out. It's got the stock. I can bring the stock out. I can bring it in. I keep it there because it's the perfect length for me. I've got my, flip this up, and then, whoops, am I going to be able to flip that up? Probably not. Got the cap on the back because I got the sled on there, so it won't let me lift that up. But when I cock this thing back, it automatically puts it in safety. There you go. The center point, the CP400. This thing is a beast. I love this crossbow. I absolutely love it. This is probably the best purchase I've ever made for hunting equipment. I mean, look at the camouflage wrap on this thing. I mean, it's got a great grip to it. I'm left-handed, but this thing is phenomenal. I love this thing. It weighs, I think it weighs about 7 pounds. Yeah, this thing is awesome. I love it. I don't care for the quiver mount. I don't like how the quiver sits on here. I do prefer the older type of crossbows where your quiver goes this direction. That way it's out of your way from your hands, because my bolts sit back here, and my fletching actually stops right about here. So my hand hits it as it sits in the quiver. But this thing is awesome. I freaking love this thing. There's the scope. You see that? What does it say? 32 by 32. So, but I love this thing. I mean, look at the design. The design on this thing is just absolutely phenomenal. Shock absorb, which doesn't really have a kick to it, so it's got a little thump. But yeah, this thing is absolutely phenomenal. So if you're looking into crossbows, Centerpoint is a product of Raven. If you've done any sort of research for crossbow equipment, Centerpoint is owned by Raven. It's kind of their middle line. Raven, they're owned by Velocity, and Velocity owns Raven. They own Centerpoint, and they own Kings. I think it's called Kings Archery. Kings Archery, if you don't want to, a little bit on the lower grade. Then you've got the Centerpoint, and then you've got, of course, the Raven. Raven, in my opinion, is top of the line crossbow equipment. I don't think there's anything out there that can beat the weight of it because they're super light. They're heavy hitting crossbow. They still have a 100-yard range. I think they do make one that possibly goes out to 150 yards. The newer ones go out a little bit further out. Super quiet, super light, low profile. You can see this. So when I cock this thing back, my limbs will come all the way into here, and there's not much clearance here. It just folds these things in. This thing is just absolutely phenomenal. So yeah, if you're looking into getting into crossbow hunting, definitely look at the Centerpoint, or look at Raven. Raven, in my opinion, Raven is top of the line. I mean, I think it beats 10-point. I think it beats. What's another brand out there? There's 10-point. There's Centerpoint. There's I'm brain farting, but there's different brands out there. Go to your local Bass Pro or Cabela's and go check them out and see. You can price them. A few years ago, I bought this crossbow, I think back in 2000, want to say 2018, 2019 is when I bought this. It ran me roughly about $1,200 back then. I know you can get these cheaper now. The top of the line Raven, I think it's the R26, I think, or the R10. I forget what the newest brand is for the Raven. I want to say it's the R10. That thing is a beast too. I mean, that thing is lightweight and it hits hard and it's super, super quiet. So anyhow, I think I've rambled on enough at the moment. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to pause this right now until something else comes in, and let's see what we can get going through here. Currently, right now, we're looking at 4:22. I'm sorry, 14:22, 2:22 in the afternoon. I still got about an hour before I've noticed them coming out, and so I'm going to sit here in my peacefulness of my own mind and imagination, and just take it all in. You know, again, this is my therapy. This is true therapy is out here. I love this. You know, would it be better to hunt with someone else? Yeah, it would. It's always fun to hunt with somebody else. So you have someone to talk to and not just a phone. You know, but anyhow, all right. Let's go ahead and pause here, and then we will get back to hunting here in about an hour and see what else pops up. All right, guys. See you then.
Born and raised on the wrong side of town, where the gravel turns to dirt and hope breaks down. Daddy worked the mines till his lungs gave out. Mama prayed for rain through the endless drought. Down Devil's Dust Road, where the sinners go, where the whiskey flows and the trouble grows. You can lose your soul, or you can find your way down Devil's Dust Road every single day. Down Devil's Dust Road, that's where I'm from. Down Devil's Dust Road, that's what I've become. Got my first tattoo when I turned 16. First taste of trouble and everything between. Sheriff knows my name and my daddy's too. And 3 generations of paying our dues. Down Devil's Dust Road, where the sinners go, where the whiskey flows and the trouble grows. You can lose your soul, or you can find your way down Devil's Dust Road every single day. Down Devil's Dust Road, that's where I'm from. Down Devil's Dust Road, that's what I've become. Some folks cross themselves when they drive on by. Others stop to judge with a critical eye. But we're just survivors doing what we can in a place forgotten by God and man. Now I'm working hard trying to break these chains, Got a woman who loves me despite my stains. Maybe our kids won't have to walk this path. Maybe they'll escape the aftermath of Devil's Dust Road, where the broken go, where the hard wind blows, and the good Lord knows you can lose your soul or you can find your way down Devil's Dust Road. I'm changing today. Down Devil's Dust Road, that's where I'm from. But Devil's Dust Road ain't what I'll become.
Dirt on my boots and a dream in my veins. Let's ride. I was born where the map turns gray. One pump town with a two-lane way. Front porch sitting on a Friday night. Pick a parked in the glow of first. Daddy said, boy, know your worth. Ain't got much, but I got pride and a backbone built from county lines. Cause I'm back roads raised, some big soul, bonfire burning where the wild things go. Radio up with the window down, that's how we do it in a no-name town. Cornfield heart with a rebel blaze, living this life in 1,000 ways. But every mile I've ever made, yes, back roads raised. Skipping stones off a muddy creek bend, got scars from fights and fake best friends. Got a girl that rides like the wind I chase, with a guy's got me cross on a pretty face. Raised on grit, not just on grain. Learned to dance in the middle of the rain. If the city calls, I might swing by, but the roots I run too deep to die. Cause I'm back roads raised, sun-baked soul, bonfire burning where the wild things go. Radio up with the window down, that's how we do it in a no-name town. Cornfield heart with a rebel blaze, living this life in 1,000 ways. But every mile I've ever made, yes, back roads raised. Some chase gold, some chase fame. I just chase peace in a simple name. You can find me where the fireflies glow, still free, still real, still riding slow. Back roads raised, can't fake that fire. Born in the dust, built up high. Radio up with a flag on the gate. Country pride running through every state. Cornfield heart with a rebel blaze, living this life in 1,000 ways. But every road I've ever paved, yes, back roads raised. Still back roads raised.
they've dipped out. They went back in the forest. I don't know if they're going to come back today. It was just the two of them. Normally there's 5. There's 2 sets of twins and an older one that's come out here. But it was just my twinnies that came out today. Something spooked them, and I know it wasn't me. I don't know if they can smell me or they just sense something was up. But they dipped out. So I think what I'm going to do, I'm going to wait here for another half an hour more. Like I said, it's 4:30. Yeah, I don't see them at all. So they went back into the forest. I don't know if they're going to come back. Something just didn't seem right to them. But it was definitely my twinnies here. Now, I'm not shooting my twinnies. I'll put that out there again. However, I do want my twinny girls to bring in that one doe that's kind of a straggler. That's the one I'm after, or a buck. I can hear them crunching in the leaves back there. They're still here. They're just not coming out. Something has spooked them somehow. Now, like I said earlier in this video, I had a problem last night with that black bear in my area. I don't know if it caught whiff or kind of winded the bear. The bear's been over here. I don't know. They're acting strange. They're acting like I've never seen these 2 girls act before. Because normally they don't have a problem with me being here. But they caught wind of something. They came out. They nibbled on the ground a little bit with the feed that I gave them. I feed them about every 3 days. And then they eat and they leave. They hang out here. They sleep here on the property overnight. So they're usually in the tree line right over here. And that's where they sleep. They bed down over here. I know where they're bedding down. I've seen their bedding. But for some reason, they were spooked. She didn't wind me. I mean, her nose was in the air, but she didn't seem to care. Something else around here just made her feel very uncomfortable. I don't know if she's going to come back. So we might have to call this hunt a little early so that way I can regroup and figure out another game plan. Maybe for tomorrow or Monday. It's about 40 degrees outside right now. I'm like, oh, it's a little cold. Luckily, this blind insulates a lot of wind, so it's a lot colder outside of this blind. Yeah, they're not coming back. I think they're gone for at least until dark. On the SD cards on my trail camera, I usually catch them about 3:30. They hang out about 5. They'll move on, and they come back after dark about 6:30 to 8, between 6:30 and 8:30. And then throughout the night, they'll be here, and they'll finish off all this food on the ground. That's usually when I see the older doe come out, is after dark. So I was kind of hoping that these 2 girls would have brought in that older doe with her, or maybe led a buck over here. But again, I haven't seen a buck on this property in months. So this might be the end of my hunt for today. So what I think I might do is I might go back to the house. I will edit these 2 videos. I've got the camera right there. Right there. And I've got this phone. I'll put the 2 together and I might upload this as day 1. So, my hunt's not over yet, but I think it's just over today. So, something just wasn't right for these girls today, and they just bugged out. So they went back there in the forest, and they just kept going. So that area back there behind my property, it's about 100 acres, maybe more. I know of the guy who owns that back there. He's got 80, and my neighbor next to me has got 60, plus the neighbors over here. So I mean, that's 100 plus acres back there. I know that's where the bears usually over this way or that way, but the deer usually sleep right over here in my tree line over here. But something spooked them back in that direction. So I think I'm going to call it for today. See what kind of video feed I have, what I can put together. I don't want to make it terribly too long because, I mean, I didn't get a deer. But, I mean, I did promise I was going to do a deer hunt. I'm doing a deer hunt. I've been sitting out here in this blind now for almost 5 hours now. I've been out here, and that's the first sign I've seen of any deer on this property for my 220s. Yeah, so I think I'm done for the day. So what I'm going to do, now that they're gone, I'm just going to go ahead and I'm going to pack everything up, because I don't want them to know that I'm actually sitting in here. And then we're just going to call it a day. You know, I mean, it's called hunting for a reason, you know. There's no guarantee. But, you know, I will get myself a doe, hopefully a buck. But I'm going to, I'm just going to call it. So, hey, I just want to thank everybody for watching. Please be safe out there. It's crazy times right now. Things going around, you know, this nation. So please be safe out there. And like always, happy hunting. Take care, everybody. And I will see you on the next hunt. Take care.